So today I had an interview with Amazon as a delivery driver through one of their not LLCs, but basically that's what it is, an LLC, working for this establishment. The address of this establishment is 245 Rogers Way in West Hampton, New York, West Hampton Beach. And Google, when you put that address in, doesn't bring you to the location. They have you driving through the Brookhaven lab, which you can't get through if you don't have clearance for the Brookhaven lab. Now, I called the hiring manager, where he decided to play games and act like I was just a stupid female with no direction, or like I was a drug addict. And because my eyes are blue and, I'm a female and I have a certain look, that's just what it was. So he tells me that the facility is off Sunrise, you make a left. But he doesn't say which direction you make a left off Sunrise. Are we coming from Riverhead? Or are we coming from New York City? Those are two completely different sides of the road, two completely different buildings off there. So that's not a problem. And then when I told him this was an issue, that he was making me out to be this clueless female that was just a drug addict and had no sense of direction, even though Google decided they weren't worth finding. He's laughing at me on the phone and saying how they're not a representation of Amazon at all. They aren't Amazon, but they're a business because they receive Amazon's packages and have employees delivering them. So therefore, they are, in fact, a representation of Amazon. Now, the best part is right now, I'm dealing with a lot of misogyny in my personal life, and I'm facing or fighting criminal charges. And in America, you are legally innocent until proven guilty. Now, Amazon decided that the first time, because my background check didn't clear perfectly, I wasn't allowed the job. They were going to drag it out indefinitely, lie to me, play games, and then just have Amazon email me directly that I wasn't allowed to have the job. So this time, I went through the Department of Labor and New York State and got the proper documentation for people that are going through my legal situation and need to work, where they gave me paperwork saying that upon hiring, New York State Department of Labor would not only give me insurance that, God forbid, anything were to happen or break, they would pay for it, and it would be a tax write-off for the establishment to employ me. Great, right? Well, they decided all of this wasn't worth it, and I still didn't deserve to work. But the best part is that here in America, Amazon's facilities in New York City were raided this year because they had a whole bunch of illegal people working there that had commit crimes or were working there illegally. They don't belong here and they deserve jobs. But my American citizen self that has legal constitutional rights because I was born here doesn't deserve those constitutional rights I was born with, doesn't deserve a job here in America, and I most definitely don't deserve the legal process of being innocent until proven guilty. But here's the thing. Why should they be allowed to dirty an establishment that makes massive amounts of money and gets to bring up the country while they dirty said moneymaker for this country with their ignorance, dirtying them because they can't accept that you're supposed to work properly, do your job properly, and not discriminate because you think you know something about someone when you don't. So after I explained the whole situation with the hiring manager of like Amazon, that they don't give proper directions to find their location, and once again, Google has decided that 245 Rogers Way in West Hampton, New York, West Hampton Beach, New York, doesn't deserve to be found. He decided, and I explained all of this, he decides to text me, pretend like the problem is I found the wrong location. I went to the wrong location. To cover his ass through text. Meanwhile, I, as a female, wasted my time, my energy, my voice to verbally explain to him the issue. But you see, his misogyny couldn't hear it because it was too busy making me out to be the problem while he laughed at me. Then I tell him the problem and then excuse myself, hang up, say goodbye, and he texts me, goes out of his way. So he has the proof to text me, sorry I ruined your day. You went to the wrong location. So after all of his misogyny and games as the hiring manager, making it out that I had no sense of direction and I was just a drug addict, he couldn't even bother listening. Further wasting my time and energy because that wasn't important. But my wasted time and energy and mental space and health was worth further screwing up to cover his ass. But you know, we're in America where like men get to be so lazy, not do their job, and then abuse women and beat them down because they have better work ethic, looks, brains, but they don't have the money. And America's in a population deficit. So all of these men that don't work out are really ugly, morbidly obese and unhealthy, can't control their hormones on the job or do their job, but they